Hey everybody, it's February 23rd, 2024. Happy Friday. I'm working from home today. I have to close out the project that I did yesterday, that commercial, and then I'm doing a short film over this weekend, so I'm prepping for that. So definitely want to try and have a good productive day, and I'm going to have lunch later with a friend of mine I haven't seen in a while. She wants to see me for my birthday, so we'll go do that. But I did want to talk about something, and I try not to talk about this too much on my channel because I just vlog about my life. So I'm not really a political commentator, and I'm not really, I don't know, like a news channel. So I don't always try to comment on those things, especially if I'm not informed about them. Because I've made that mistake in the past. And I always try to be as informed as possible, even though I do have an opinion on stuff. But one of the things that I read about a couple days ago that sort of stuck with me is about the killing of this young non-binary kid in Oklahoma, Nex Benedict. And I just keep thinking about it because one of the things that's really, really weighing on my mind about this is the fact that, one of all, it was completely senseless, like it shouldn't have happened. Second of all, is it just reminds me of when I was growing up in as a kid and even in high school. You know, I mean, I went to high school in like the 90s. And it was, I remember so vividly, because I actually was the same age as Matthew Shepard. So if Matthew Shepard was still alive, he would probably be around my age, which also is just heartbreaking to think about. But I remember so vividly being terrified about being gay, even though I live in a big city, because I grew up in Southern California. You know, there are parts and people that you run into that just don't have the mindset, you know, of acceptance. But it's been like it's been like 25 years, right? And I just don't understand how we're in 2024 and we have not progressed as a country when it comes to issues such as gender and sexuality. I just don't get it. Like, I can't fathom. Like, I remember I personally have never been beat up. I have been ridiculed and picked on, but I luckily, never got beat up for it. But I do know many people, sadly, who have lost their lives, people that I were friends with, that I grew up with, that I knew that were gay and had been attacked. And I just know how truly devastating it can be because, again, it's very senseless. And you just have the 16-year-old kid that, you know, kept telling the adults around him that they were getting beat up. And then they got beat up. And then nobody did anything. They kind of just was like, okay, well, you know, I just don't understand how we are and I couldn't understand this growing up, and I don't understand it now. I just don't understand how we as adults can turn a blind eye to something like that. Like, where are we at as humans? Like, yeah, where are we at as humans where we can see something that's so vicious and so unnecessary and act like it doesn't bother us? I cannot ever fathom that we as a society can be like that. I don't, and you see it all through history, you know, when it came to like women's rights and black rights, and now we're dealing with immigration, and now we're dealing with like transgendered and non-binary. It's just like, these people, they have nothing to do with you. Like, they literally have nothing to do with you. You inject yourself into their business, and then you're mad because it bothers you. And I just don't understand how we as adults, in that situation, like when it came to the school and the nurse and the teacher, how they just sit there and act like it doesn't happen. And that terrifies me. It terrifies me so much. Because I lived that as a kid, right? And I had to take that into adulthood. And I don't understand, like, why is having compassion so goddamn difficult? Like, I just don't understand it. How we are failing as a society in that sense. The fact that we can't have any compassion whatsoever for people, especially with people who don't even affect you. And yet somehow people find it upon themselves. Like, they have to be the moral high ground about people and the way they live their lives. But these people had nothing to do with this young kid. And then this young kid lost their life. And then they act like, well, okay, whatever, like nothing happened. I mean, a 16-year-old kid lost their life and they act like nothing happened. I just don't understand how people can get out of bed every day and look at stuff like that and not be bothered by it. It's so heartbreaking. I'm at such a loss for the family of this young kid. And I'm just at a loss for like the friends that they had in school, and the whole school has to deal with this. And it's just like, I don't know about you guys. It's such a huge thing to think about in the morning. And I didn't want to start off the vlog this way, but I am just utterly terrified and scared where we are going as a country, that we can create keep creating laws and doing stuff like this to our children and the people in our society, and nobody gives a damn about it. Anyways, that's all I want to say about that. My prayers to the family of this young kid and to the community around it that have to deal with this sad loss. And I really hope that there is justice for Nex Benedict and the people that in the family. They really need to have closure for this. So I just knock on wood that people do the right thing. So that's where I'm going with this. I got to get back to work. I just had to get this. I had to get this out of my chest because it was weighing in my mind. It's just so heartbreaking. All right, so I just got here for a friend of mine and I are meeting up for my lunch. We're having lunch for my birthday, and we're going to California Pizza Kitchen. Look, there's a sign. It's that way. So I gotta go get some lunch. I haven't seen him in a while. It's been. Well, I haven't seen her this year because, you know, it's the New Year. So it'll be nice to catch up. Taking a couple hours off. I had to be focused this morning because I had some phone calls. I still have to look at the new edit for Grandma's Cookies. I haven't even done that yet. So, but I've been working on a couple of other projects that are moving forward. So I have some Zoom calls, so just taking care of that stuff. So I'll have this lunch real quick. Then I got to go home and I got to watch the cut for Grandma's Cookies because I got to give my feedback on it. I haven't had a chance to do that. So Ryan, when you watch this vlog, just know that I promise I haven't done it yet. This week got out of hand because I got behind because of traveling. So, but I'm going to go have lunch real quick, take a break, then go back home and get back to work. So, but I won't be on the phone while I'm in there because my friend doesn't like that I'm on the phone. So I can't vlog. I'll have to vlog after. Sorry. Well, we had a very lovely lunch. I guess it's really more of like a late lunch, early dinner. But I had a nice pizza because we're at CPK. And then I got ice cream because I love ice cream. And I had a beer. My friend and I had a beer together, so that was pretty chill. So just a nice, relaxing little dinner. And we just laughed and caught up. And I was telling them all about my trip because I just got back. So my friend Regan, who's the one I had lunch with, and her sister. Regan is the one that introduced me to her friend that's from Slovenia, Lisa. And Lisa's the one that gave me all the information that I needed to know about my trip. So I was glad to see everybody. And I didn't want to be on the phone because I wanted to give them my attention because I haven't seen them in a while. So, but I got to rush home. I actually still have to take care of stuff. So I am grateful though, because this is what I wanted to do with my life, is I wanted to, you know, follow my passion. And this is one of the things I wanted to do, especially in my mother's honor. So that's what I'm doing. So just trying to make amazing things happen. So anyways, heading home, and I will check in with you later. Bye. Okay, so I'm laying here in bed, and I am tired. I'm tired. But I'm just going to relax here. I'm going to watch TV and sort of relax. And I don't have to get up too early tomorrow, but I do work. So I just want to keep it chill. But this has come up twice today, and I wanted to bring it up since I've sort of just been like having all these deep in thought moments today. But this did come up until I had a conversation with Ryan about it, and he was telling me that he was watching there was a trial that was happening about this. And then my friend Regan that I just had dinner with also brought it up as we were leaving, but it has to do with the that movie Rust, where the young director of photography Halyna Hutchins was shot when Alec Baldwin had the gun. So I wanted to bring it up because, like I said, it came up twice today. And what's interesting is I actually knew Halyna. I did a movie with her. It was right before the pandemic. So it would have been the end of 2019 into 2020. It was a movie called Arch Enemy. It had Joe Manganiello when he was with Sofia Vergara. And it was a fun film. We had a good time. And Halyna was a director of photography. And so I knew her. We weren't best friends, but like I did know her. We worked together. That project was easily 4 or 5 weeks. So we did work with each other a lot. And so I remember I was filming a movie in Alabama. I was working on a movie with Bruce Willis. It was one of his last movies because he just got, before he decided, you know, to stop acting because of his temporal aphasia. I think I'm saying it right. Anyways, it doesn't matter. And by the way, Wendy Williams just got diagnosed with that. So our thoughts and prayers are with her and her family as well. So I was in Alabama working when I heard the news that a director of photography had been shot. The following morning, I had found out it was Halyna. And I was like, I go, why do I know that name? And I was like, oh my God, I worked with her. And it was crazy that she got shot. So that was so surreal. What made it also surreal was I found out not too long after that the script supervisor was the one that I think witnessed it and called the police. Well, I'm a script supervisor and I'm always on set. And so like that just, also just knowing Halyna made it seem so surreal. Like it was just, like it stuck with me for like that whole day. And I remember we went to set that day and we were so extra cautious because we also had guns on our set. But they didn't have ammo. We weren't shooting them. They were just using them in the scenes. And we were just so cautious. It was just like crazy. And I was like, I can't, but like, it was just crazy. So I'm only talking about because, like I said, it came up today. And that they're having the trial. I guess I had it yesterday. So Ryan was talking about it because he watched the trial. So I don't know what's going to happen with the trial. I don't know. I don't know who to blame. I don't know enough about it. I haven't seen a lot of the evidence, but it's just like, it's just crazy to think that like there was live ammo on a set. I've done movies and we've never had, like, there's no reason. So like, and I know a lot of people were mad at Alec Baldwin, whatever. To me, there are a lot of people who have to touch a gun before it gets to the actor, right? Not a lot of people. I mean, but there's like the armorer, and then it has to be like, there's safety people that look at it. Sometimes you have a medic on set that has to look. The key grip also looks because he's in charge of safety. Like you have a whole safety meeting about it to make sure to show that the gun isn't loaded, and only like the prop person holds it. And I think sometimes the AD can also hold it. Like there's all these protocols, right? So when I heard about her being shot, I was like, what? I don't understand. There's so many protocols in place because we don't want that to happen again. After we lost people like Bruce Lee and his son, Brandon Lee. So it's like, what? So the whole thing is just crazy, really, at the end of the day. The whole thing is just crazy. And I need to follow the trial, but it is interesting to see what happens. I'm just wondering if you guys even knew anything about it or what your thoughts on it were. But, I mean, there's definitely some sort of criminal negligence. There has to be because, like, there's absolutely no reason why there should have been live ammo anywhere near the set. And I don't know how it got there. I don't know I'm not blaming anybody because I'm not on the trial. I don't know all the evidence. It's not being presented to me. But it's just crazy to think that happened. And it's just crazy to think that I knew the person. It's just crazy. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, and there had been talk, I think, on a movie not too long ago because they were trying to finish the film, and people were like, I don't want to work on that movie, blah, blah, blah. But my thing is I remember reading an article. I don't know how much this is true, so I have to research it again. But I had read an article somewhere saying that Halyna's husband wanted the movie to get finished because he wanted it to be done in her honor. But then there's like this weird ethical thing because I'm wondering, I think if I had been asked to finish that movie, I don't know if I could have done, I just don't know. Like that's such a role thing because I did know Halyna and I would want to do it in her memory, but also I don't want anything to do with this movie. Right? So I just was just thinking about that today of like, what would I have decided had I been asked to finish this movie? Knowing what I know, because of the fact that I knew her, but also just knowing that there were so many corners cut and so many safety violations that were not met, right? I don't know. Just intriguing. So anyways, we'll keep an eye on that trial. And, also keeping an eye on everything that's going on with Nex Benedict. It's just, there's so many things right now. It's crazy. Sorry, this is a lot of emotional stuff for a Friday. I don't know. You know what it is? I think it's a full moon, and I think I'm just like being all sort of like sensitive, probably. But I mean, this is my industry, and this is like my life, and it's like when you lose people like that, people that you really know and that you've worked with, who you respect, it seems very surreal, and so. I guess now that the trial is underway, we've been waiting. It's been a year and a half, 2 years maybe. So we've been waiting for this. So my industry's just, we're just paying attention. Also, we did lose somebody who sadly fell from the rafters I think it was in the news not too long ago, at one of the studios. Oh my God, I don't remember what studio it was. It was like it was a Marvel show too, I believe. So we've been talking a lot about that in our union, about, just safety. There's just safety stuff. And our unions are talking about, it's our year to do the negotiations and the contracts. So these are the couple of things I'm sure they're going to pop up, safety stuff. So anyways, to my brothers and sisters, union brothers and sisters out there, please stay safe. To everybody else, my friends and my family and the fans of the vlog, please stay safe as well. I hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy your Friday, and tomorrow's Saturday. And let's just hope that we have a good day. All right. Have a good night.